Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Talk of the Town. Here we are at the movie review section of the show. My name is Brian Kelley. I'm here with Eileen Maher. You all know Eileen. She's famous around town. And not as famous as Tom. And Tom Kemp was on the first half of the show. Tom is an actor, and he lives here in Milton. And we just spent a half hour sharing some of his experiences with you at home. And you can catch him on the Showtime series called Brotherhood. What else is coming up that they might be able to see that you're in?
Gone Baby Gone is coming in a couple of weeks, which is going to be, I think,
huge.
Huge. I think it's going to be huge.
And what role did you play there?
I play a police captain who replaces Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman has to take early retirement due to something that goes on in this story, and I come in and try to figure out what the mess is that has been left behind.
Yeah.
We should have had. Oh, it's not out yet, right? So we can't review it.
It's not out
what?
yet.
Actually, it was supposed to come out earlier. And
Well,
this is
actually,
what I'm hearing. And
October 15th, there's a premiere here in Boston.
good,
So
good.
I'll be coming back for that.
Folks, you hear that?
In Lowe's Common? Is
Yes,
that what it
yes.
Oh, great.
Oh, so that must be
Have to
fun,
go.
huh? We need some tickets, Tom. Movie reviewer.
Reviewers can probably get those things.
Cable,
I'm trying
first
to get
row.
my wife in.
But, and the exciting thing about Gone Baby Gone is that it's written by a nice local boy, Dorchester native, Dennis Lehane.
Yeah.
BC High grad, big family still in Dorchester.
Eileen loves the local people, I'm telling you.
Mystic River. And you know, it's funny.
Mr. Who?
Mystic River.
Oh, Mystic River. I thought you said Mr. something. I go, what? Sorry.
And Mystic River was a book that he actually wrote after Gone Baby Gone. Gone Baby Gone was written before. I think it might have been his second or his third novel. And I've read all of his novels. If you haven't read Dennis Lehane, pick up those books. They're great. And actually, Gone Baby Gone is probably my favorite. So when I heard that they were making that into a movie, I was very excited until they announced the director. I was like, ooh, a novice. I was a little nervous.
Yeah.
And
Did he do a good job?
He cast his brother in pretty much the lead role. So I'm really interested in seeing how this
I think that
comes
was a
out.
pretty brave move.
I love him.
You know, because-
yeah.
Well, we'll see, right?
Yeah.
Well, because he is a novice director, and this is going to be a big movie,
Yeah.
and so there's a lot of there's a lot riding on this, and then with that, he cast his brother.
Yeah.
Though I think his brother, Casey,
His
my
star's
scene
rising.
with Casey, and Casey was great, did a really nice job, and he's gotten very good reviews for the Jesse James
Yes,
movie.
which is coming out, I think, this Friday.
I think it's
really soon.
I think it's this Friday, which is really nice for our movie, I guess, because it'll take some of that weight off of Casey being the
Right,
newcomer.
who is Casey Affleck?
You know, who's Casey? But he was really great, and when I came onto the set to do my part in Gone Baby Gone, I knew a lot of the crew because a lot of the crew worked in Brotherhood and some of the other movies I've worked on. And
Are they a lot of local people? Or?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
because of all the films that are happening in town, the local film crews, the lighting people, the camera people,
grips,
sound people,
the
the gaffers, all those
I know all the terminology from the movies.
Took them 15 minutes to get the microphones working now.
They're getting a lot of work.
Killing me.
They're getting a lot of work. So,
that's
so I know
great.
a lot of them because Providence. We all work in Providence as well, and so they all said this has been going really well. Everybody there was a really nice feeling on it, but I didn't know what to expect with Ben as a director because
You have nothing to base it on.
Yeah, I had nothing. I knew nothing. I knew that, and I think a lot of people have thought that he made some bad choices as far as his acting career. Though his Hollywoodland,
I loved that movie.
which I thought he was fabulous.
I
in.
thought so,
I thought
too.
I thought he was really jobbed. I thought that was one of the best things he'd done.
I agree.
And but as a director, he was wonderful. He was a great actor's director. He had a real vision. He put a really strong cast together. It's a as you know, it's a nasty little story.
Oof.
It's a hard little story, but he had a real nice touch, and we played with our scene a little bit. Once he got it the way he thought he wanted it, he moved on, and we said, let's play with it just to see what happens.
Yeah.
And Bobby Wahlberg was also in the scene, Bobby and Casey and I.
Bobby Wahlberg?
Yeah.
Bobo from Dorchester, Donnie and
Yeah.
Mark's brother?
Yes.
We have to get these Wahlbergs on the show.
Folks, do you see what we have on the movie?
Street.
We bring the people right from the movie right to Milton just for your viewing pleasure. This is unbelievable.
I grew up down the street from the Wahlbergs.
Oh, he's a great kid. He's a wonderful guy and a good actor. And he was in The Departed as well. He had a little part in The Departed. And I guess you can't, it's not officially a Boston movie if you don't have me or a Wahlberg.
That's right. That's right.
Does it have Tom Kemp from Milton?
I'm sorry. All right, Bobby Wahlberg, okay. But Ben was really wonderful. We played with the scene, but he knew exactly what he wanted. And I'm really anxious to see how it comes out. I'm rooting for him.
Yeah, oh, definitely. I mean, I was happy to see they got a local. I was happy that he was directing it because he's a local. And I thought he can capture the true flavor of Boston. It all takes place in Boston, Dorchester, Blue Hills. So it's going to be.
And it was a challenge for the casting director, who the local casting director, Carolyn Pickman. She had a real challenge because he kept going back and back. I want real people. I want real people. And so they used a lot of people who weren't actors.
Did that work out?
We'll see.
They didn't have to work on the accent.
They didn't have to
It
work
is
on the
nothing
accent.
worse than a false Boston.
Oh, I know,
Yeah,
right.
They really scoured the town for the faces. That
You didn't
wanted.
call me.
I
All right, Eileen. I mean,
just slipped my mind.
come on, put that in your
I was in
notebook.
Los Angeles. Maybe that's what it was.
You wouldn't mind being on one of those
I know,
movies,
I
right?
wouldn't mind it. Oh, I would drop everything.
I had auditioned for 2 different parts in that in Los Angeles. They had 2 different openings to the movie
For Gone Baby Gone.
for Gone Baby Gone, and I had auditioned for both of them over at Disney to do those 2 roles.
So it's a Disney movie?
well, I think.
I know.
You
now
Maybe
it's
some of their
all
money,
overlapping,
yeah.
I know.
Things, I think it's Disney money or something, whatever. But I had auditioned for these 2 different roles to open the movie, and then finally, when they cast me, it was like the 3rd role, which I hadn't even auditioned for. So it's like, okay.
So you get in there, audition for everything.
Yeah.
But I'm just so impressed with some of the directors that you've worked with. You mentioned Mystic River, which is also in Boston, another Boston story, written again by Dennis Lehane. But you worked with Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood, yeah.
I can't imagine just being in the same room with him. It must have been exciting.
He is.
He seems like,
very impressive man.
He just seems like so quiet. Was he very quiet?
He's extremely quiet, and his set is very different than any set you're on because he doesn't even say action. He doesn't raise his voice to say action. He says, okay. And he says, all right, when you're done. He doesn't say cut. And also you only get about 1 take on his movies. He knows exactly what he wants. He always comes in under budget and under time. His movies are
He
always...
must be the only one, right? So no one
Yeah,
can, he can do
he's
anything he
notorious
wants.
in some ways for doing that. And because I got a call about a month later. They typically will call you and say, just to double check how your name should be spelled or whatever, and from his company from El Paso. And I said, well, how's it coming with the editing? This is only 30 days after they wrapped. And he said, oh, it's done. They had edited the movie in 30 days. But
I can edit the show in less than 30 days.
I'm sure.
That's how it takes, I think.
But he knows what he wants. And he cast you because you pretty much gave him that in the audition. And then he expects it of you when you show up. But we had a one master shot of this scene. I'm the crime scene investigator when we find Sean Penn's daughter. And a very complicated scene with a tracking shot and everything. And shot it once, and there's several conversations of people coming in and out. And long conversations till we end up at the car, and we shot it, and he said, all right, I want to change it, and he said, I want to change the framing, I want, where this conversation happens to be different, Tom, I want you to come in from a different side, and well, then we changed it, and long tracking shot with the steady cam and the whole thing. We shoot it 1 time the way he wanted it, and he said, all right, let's move on. And Lawrence Fishburne, who was in the scene with me and was his first day on the movie, said, what the hell just happened? and I said, I don't know, this is my first day too. He said, I just did some of the Matrix movies in Australia, so we do 36 takes of every scene.
And I'd much rather watch Mystic River.
Make sure you speak up so they can
Oh,
hear you.
okay,
Eileen,
that's right. I
okay,
got to talk loud. Who else did I was? And of course, Martin Scorsese, The Departed. I mean,
They're very different. They're very different directors.
he just seems, of course, a lot. I would think he'd be almost the opposite of Clint Eastwood. He just seems so jovial and involved, and I love how he'll almost always find himself somewhere in the movie, a little bit part. You know?
Well, what Marty is.
Marty.
I know.
Marty. So you folks at home, it's Martin. To us, it's Marty.
He introduces himself to you. He introduces himself to you as, "Hi, I'm Marty," and you want to go, "I know."
I know you.
I know.
No, you made another comment, is what you said on your breath.
But he's very friendly. But he also he loves to talk about backstory, where Clint just tells you to go and expects you to bring what you brought. Marty I had a question about the scene I was doing with Jack Nicholson's character, and Marty would talk until they stopped him. They made him stop and say, "Marty, we really have to shoot this." "Oh, okay. Does that help, Tom?" I go, "Yeah." But he loves actors, and he loves the process. But he was a lot of fun to work with.
Oh, I bet.
He apologized to me, actually, for cutting my scene.
Oh, really? That's devastating.
Well, yeah, it was. It's on the deleted scenes, but I went to see Thelma Schoonmaker had there was
at Coolidge Corner.
at Coolidge Corner, and I went there, and Marty was there, and he said, "Tom, sorry about your scene, man."
That's so sweet, though.
I put it. He said I tried 7 different places to put that scene and couldn't make it work, and I understood what he meant when I saw it at the whole flow of the beginning of the movie. I didn't.
Appreciate it.
I didn't appreciate it,
right.
But in retrospect, but he was really very, very
Had
nice.
you worked with him prior?
I had not. No, that was the first time
Hopefully again.
But I worked with Jack Nicholson in the scene, which was also.
Wow.
You.
Wow.
Can Eileen get your autograph before you leave?
You're talking to Jack Nicholson, and you go, "This guy is like doing. Sounds just like Jack Nicholson." Like everybody who does a bad impression of Jack Nicholson, he sounds just like that.
Well, it's funny when Brian told me you were going to be on the show, and I said, "Well, what's his name? I want to find out." And when I, Googled you, I was like, "Oh my gosh, he's worked with Clint Eastwood. He's worked with all these people." I'm like, "Brian, this is a big guy."
She's Brian. Are you ready for the show? You don't know anything about movies. What are you doing on the show?
Well, I've also probably eliminated your degrees of separation from Kevin Bacon, because I worked with Kevin twice.
You?
So now you've got somebody who's just
awesome.
Kevin Bacon.
Oh gosh, well, I mean, I was just so impressed.
And you can write to the Tom Kemp fan club. Post Office Box 3.
I guess you can Google this. I don't know anything
Yeah,
about
we can
that.
Google you, Tom Kemp. You can find out anything about, and your fan club too. Brian can be the president. I'll be the secretary.
T-shirts, we have everything.
Well, I guess I should talk about some of the movies that I saw since last time, this is going to be the first time ever in over a year that we've been doing it. I did not get out to the movies once. School started, I've been working too much, but I have lots of good DVDs.
Where are your priorities?
I know.
I mean, Talk of the Town should be a priority.
It is a priority. I told you I was sick, though. I was sick for a couple of weeks. That's why I didn't get